going?
It's going good. I just had to get my dog in line. He was chasing a rabbit, and I had to yell at him, "Sit!" He's being a little punk ass right now. I don't like him chasing rabbits out here because I got a lot of rabbits and grouse and stuff on my property, and I don't want him scaring them.
We can talk about all of this. This is all good. Let me make you bigger. You can see me okay, right? Awesome.
Yeah, you're good, man. How you doing?
Good. What's going on with you?
Just working all day, man. I've been. We can talk about it, but I've just been working all day on my lake house and getting orders out for my business and stuff. So I've been literally working since I got up.
I feel like I've been working. We'll like talk about it on air because yeah. I could say so much about working during this quarantine.
Yeah.
Do we sound good, Megan?
Yeah, Luke, you sound great. David, you sound great.
Cool.
If anything weird comes up, I'll just kind of interject and tell you to move closer or whatever. But yeah, you
awesome. Sounds good. I was gonna light my fire, but it's a little windy here, and with the wind, it sucks. We have a no fire thing. So if there's it's not that windy, I could get it going, but I'd rather focus on my conversation, not trying to wrangle a fire the whole time.
You could do either or. All right,
yeah,
awesome. All right, I'll start.
Right on.
Hey guys, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope, and we are joined here today from quarantine with the one and only Luke Gulbranson from Summer House. Am I saying your last name right?
Yeah, it's all right. It's Gulbranson. That's okay. Close though.
I never would have said that. I've been saying like Gulbranson. Am I the only one to mispronounce your last name?
No, a lot of people do. It's very rare that someone gets it right. They usually say Gulbranson or Gulbranson instead of Gulbranson. It's okay.
What's going on with you? You're outside with a hat on, so it's cold where you are?
Yeah, man. I'm out of my lake house, so I'm here right now.
Oh my god!
I'm sitting at the lake. We had some nice weather the other day. I had the Harley out and stuff. I went for a ride, but now it's cooled down. It was supposed to be in like the upper 50s, I think, for the next week. We don't have rain or anything, but it's not ideal. But you know what? It's Minnesota. We've had snow in May before.
And that's so you're in Minnesota. So did you have this like so you're like originally from Minnesota, right?
Yeah, I'm from a small town in northern Minnesota.
That looks nice, that lake. I mean, that's got to be better than quarantining in New York City, right?
Yeah, man. No, I'm definitely glad I left. I love New York, but you know, with the way things are right now, it's I got out of Dodge. I figured I had a friend from Wisconsin, and I reached out to him and I said, "Hey man, you want to boogie out of here and escape the city?" Because we didn't know if they were going to lock the city down or what was happening. And this was like in March around like the 13th or 14th. And he was like, "Well, I own my bar; it's still open." But when they were like, "You have to shut your bars down and stuff," he's like, "Yeah, let's get out of here, man."
That was smart. I think if this happens again, I am gonna hightail it out of here too. I thought of it, but then I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Like I love being with all my stuff. Like it makes my life easy.
Yeah.
But to be in a house somewhere, like, are you alone or you went with your friend? Your friend went with you?
Yeah, I went with my buddy. He quarantined with me at my lake house here for a couple of weeks, and then he went on to Montana. He has a friend out there that lives up in the mountains, so he's kind of getting it great. He had the lake life here, and now he's up in the mountains for a while. And then when things decide to get back to normal, we'll head back to New York, or when it allows us to, I should say. But until then, I mean, I'm here, which is great. I usually spend my summers here, so. I was going to come here in May anyway. I was going to go hiking out west. And then after I finished my hiking and rock climbing, I was going to come here and spend a couple of weeks with my family before I went back. But anyway, things changed and you just have to adapt. So.
And what have you been doing? You said you were working all day today. What are you working on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my business. So as soon as I got up this morning, I had to work on my eating because my mom bakes all day, every day. So I had like 10 cinnamon rolls and banana bread, but no, I went down to the shop and just had to get a bunch of jewelry orders out. And then I'm working on some new product for my line. Good. Yeah. So I was on the phone talking with some people. I had to go into somebody here and discuss some things with them. And then I came out here to the lake house to do some more of my renovating. I've been renovating for about a month now.
Wow.
Yeah, just basically rebuilding from the inside out. And then, now I have to go home tonight and make candles for my line.
How'd you get so handy? I mean, I can never do any of the things you just described. And I I couldn't bake anything that your mother just baked either, and I'm jealous that your mother's baking for you. But go on.
Don't be, because it's not helping. It's not good for my waistline.
Tell me about it. Well, it's not healthy ordering pizza every day like I'm doing. So.
Oh, geez, man, that's true. But there's not like a good slice of New York pizza, that's for sure.
Tell me about it. So how'd you get so handy? You just were always handy?
Growing up in northern Minnesota, I feel like, it's just kind of a way of life. Like all we do is play hockey here. And then when you're growing up, like your dad and your uncles and your grandpa, or, they'll be working on a car and they'll teach you how to work on a motor. Or like you build, so-and-so needs a deck built. So then you've got your dad and your uncles and your grandfather building a deck on your grandpa's house, or, putting a new roof on, or doing something. You just kind of learn the trade from a young age. It's kind of just a way of life, and it's just put in you, and a lot of stuff is, you have an idea, but, it's not so, I don't really think it's that hard. Most people just are too timid about tackling projects, I feel like, or just, sometimes you just have to get after it. And if you don't know, just ask questions to somebody that does, they'll help you out. So,
that's true. Now, this is such a naive question, but how close are you to Minneapolis, or not at all?
No, that's not naive at all, because you don't know where I'm at. It's all good. I'm about 3 hours away from Minneapolis.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm closer to Canada.
I'm just a huge Prince fan and Paisley Park and all that.
Prince is the man. I'm diehard Prince. I actually used to date a girl who was his muse, and she went on to, when we were dating, was crazy because I have a can of water here. Sorry, deal.
That's fine. I'm like drinking a sparkling water, so go ahead.
Yeah, same.
Bubbly.
But she and she was on tour with him, and she would go to like Australia, and she'd do like all Tina Turner, like dancing on his piano while he was performing, and she's part of the act. I heard a lot of great stories, and it was interesting because I was a big fan of his, being from Minnesota, and then here I am dating a girl who's like his best friend.
Wow.
It was nuts. And she's done very well for herself too. I'm very proud of her.
Is she someone we would know? Because I know like Maite and like some of his, like I'm like diehard Prince. Like but I don't know if I would.
Do you know Damaris Lewis?
That name sounds really familiar.
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
That's who it was. So
interesting.
Yeah, she's a great girl.
So you got to hear inside Prince stories.
I did. He's a great guy, and I know she had a really tough time when he passed away. So, but she's, like I said, she's done very well for herself, and I know that they were a great team together. Those two kicked a lot of ass. So
that's good. So how'd you start with your jewelry? Like, when did you start that? That was prior to what we saw on the show, or you kind of started?
Yeah, it was prior. So I was. It's a funny story, man. Everything in my life has kind of found me. I haven't found it. It's crazy. So I basically, I like to do woodwork and stuff, as you know. And then when I'm home, I always like build furniture, do something. I can't stand still. I'm not a lazy person. I'm always like going and doing. So and I like to create. So the girl I was dating at the time, my ex-girlfriend, I was home and it was Christmas, and I was like, well, shit, I'm going to go out in the garage and putz around with some metal and make her a ring, just for shits and giggles. And so I went out, played around, made her a ring, got back to New York, and she was like, this is awesome. And I was like, no, whatever. She's like, no, seriously, like, you should sell it. And I was like, get out of here, you're crazy. And she was like, no, like, I'm telling you, there's a market for it. She was a creative director for Nike and Beats by Dre, and she knew what she was talking about. And so we ended up breaking up, and I was like, well, shit, why don't I throw some stuff on Instagram? And I did, and people wanted it. And then I found out from my mom that my great grandfather was a blacksmith. And then my dad was like, yeah, when I was in jail, I used to make jewelry. So, it's kind of crazy. I just like something that it was just a fun, creative thing for me to do that turned into, it was basically a hobby that turned into a career or a business.
Wow.
Yeah. And then because of modeling, I knew clothing to an extent. And I had an idea of what I thought people would like, and I started to do apparel along with it. So, yeah.
And then it just kind of took off.
Yep. So that's how it all started, man. All because of a girl.
Interesting. And how'd you get into modeling?
I basically really just got discovered. I never planned on modeling. I never had a desire to be a model. I was, an athlete studying biology, and I was planning on going pre-med. And then I got hurt my freshman year playing hockey, and I was presented with the opportunity via a manager in Minnesota who was like, you should model and act. And I thought, well, shit, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do with my life, because not everybody gets that opportunity. And I can always go back to school, right? Well, then I get to New York, and I guess I never went back to school. Well, I did a little bit, but I never finished my degree. But it's okay. Like, I'm happy with how my life has turned out.
So that's how you ended up in New York, like being discovered as a model, and
yeah,
they were like, you need to be in New York for this.
Yep. Yeah, I went to New York. I met a few agencies. I ended up signing with Ford, and then I signed with Innovative for TV and film in New York and LA like the next week. So, and then acting started. But I studied for quite a few years before I started going out on auditions and stuff. So,
how was modeling? Because I mean, I've heard such mixed things about the modeling industry.
Man, you know what? I was never the model that was like, oh my God, I'm a model. And I was just always just like, it's a job and it's a paycheck, and let's show up. Let's go to a great location, have a great time. Let's have a fun shoot, get what you need, and then party and make friends and have great experiences. You know, that's what it was all about for me. I never got caught up in like the fashion-y side of things, or like, oh, I can't wait to do this runway show or blah, you know what I mean? It was, for me, it was more of, I created a lot of great relationships. I was able to travel the world, you know, great friends, and yeah, I made some money doing it. So I'm extremely thankful for it. But, you know, it can be an interesting industry. It's just an interesting industry. That's needless to say. For me, I just never thought that, I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was just a job and a paycheck, and it still is, because I still do it. But I shouldn't say it's just a job. I don't mean it to sound like it's a bad thing, but I'm the type of person that's like, let's go have fun with a great team and get what we need. And just like any other job, it's just not, I don't put it on a pedestal or anything. You know what I mean?
That's good. I mean, because some people do, you know, I'm a model, and there's like that air of arrogance around it. Not that you seem.
Yeah, who makes you different from anybody else? Who the fuck cares, man? You're born the way you look. You have no control on that. Like, give me a break.
Seriously.
I've never been that. And the people that are like that, I don't associate with them. They annoy the shit out of me.
That's good. Yeah, they annoy the shit out of me too. And what about acting? Like, have you been in like anything? Like, do you act still, or?
Yeah, I'm still acting. Yeah, man. I'm still modeling, still acting. It's just, you know, on the show, they don't talk about that a whole lot with you know, I've got, most people have, you know, one or two things. I've got like 7 different things going on in my life, and they can only cover so much.
That's what it seems.
Yeah. So, yeah, acting is good, man. You know, I've studied for years in New York. I've done some off-Broadway stuff. I did some stuff on Comedy Central with Michael Ian Black, with Michael I Have Issues was a show that was on there. I've done some stuff actually with John Oliver, which was kind of fun. And then I've done some indie films, and then the thing that's tough in the business is you come so close to so many things, and like I've come so close to so many like huge roles, and I'm like, God dang, and then it just doesn't pop, and you're like, shit, back to you know, the grind. But it's okay. I mean, I was really close to getting the role of Johnny Five in Inside Llewyn Davis, and I met the Coen brothers, and I was a little bummed out, needless to say, when I didn't get the role, but it's okay. Garrett Hedlund got it. Good for him. Really happy for him. But most recently, I just had a nice little co-star, guest star on a new HBO show called The Flight Attendant, where I was working alongside Kaylee Cuoco, which is really great.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, she's so talented, super talented. It was so much fun working with her, and they that whole production was really great. They're really wonderful, and they treated me very kindly, and it was just a lot of fun.
That's good. So when you say you get so far, like what? Like you go on like 5 different rounds and have dinner with these directors and producers like really close?
Yeah, well, not even dinners. You just you'll sit down and you'll go in and you'll read for them. There's a producer, there's the Coen brothers, you're talking with them, you read for them, you chat some more, and then, it's like between you and just 4 other people probably, to get this role. And then, I've come close to some things for some Disney films, for some roles with NBC. I want to say ABC, but I don't know what I've been up for that I've been really close with for ABC, but NBC I have. And then, but I do go in for ABC. I love them. And then, yeah, I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky. That's all I can say. I feel very lucky. And, you know, somebody once told me, a casting director, she told me, she goes, it's not a matter of if with you, it's when. So don't stop. Because she said the majority of people just give up. They just stop. And she goes, I'm telling you, don't stop. Just keep going and keep grinding. And I was like,
so
all right.
I'm going to have to save this interview for
Yeah.
6 months from now or a year from now when
Yeah.
you're on some hit ABC show.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I'm lucky enough to get a nice role like that. But you know, it's a work in progress. It takes time. I have a manager who handles all that, and she's very good at what she does. And it's a process, and you have to be patient. It takes time. It really does. And some people they get lucky and they catch their break, but you know, that's why it is a gamble, and it's not an easy life. And I'm fortunate enough to have other things in my life that hold me over. And
Yeah.
I'm still able to pursue my career with acting. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a hard life and there's a lot of rejection. And, you know, when someone hits it big, people are like, oh, they have the best life in the world. And it's like, well, they had to go through hell to get here.
Yeah.
And then they also work really hard when you get something. So,
yeah, I mean, it literally, it's really a numbers game, and you just have to plug away. And it is a lot of work, and it is a lot of dedication. You can't just show up and expect to get a role. You have to prepare. You have to study. You have to have the chops. You know what I mean?
totally.
Yeah.
So when you got to New York for modeling, I mean, had you ever been to New York, like being from almost near Canada? Or were you just in culture shock? Or were you like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, man, I was totally in culture shock. I mean, I grew up in a town of 3,000 people. So for me, it was a big shock. I traveled to Canada for hockey a bit, and that was really it. We never traveled much growing up. You know, it's not like I was a privileged kid where we just had tons of money to hop on a plane and go on vacation. So for us, just being with our family and having Christmas was like a nice little holiday, you know?
Right.
You know, it wasn't, I didn't come from a family that traveled and had tons of money to do that shit.
So did you love New York? Like once you got over that, were you like, this is great?
I hated New York at first because I'm such a small town guy. The city was a bit much for me, and I made a choice one day after, like, I'd go out for a month and I'd leave for 5, and I'd go out for a month and I'd leave for 5, and I sat down with my booker at Ford, and he was just like, listen, if you're gonna make money, you just need to be here. And I'm like, all right, man. So I bit the bullet and stayed there, and then New York grew on me, and I created friendships and relationships, and now I have a family of friends, and you know, I coach these kids in hockey, and their parents, and they're like families to me. And I mean, New York's the greatest city in the world. I mean, there's just nothing like it.
I think so. I mean, I've traveled extensively. Like I've been around the world to like a lot of different countries. And I mean, honestly, I think New York's the best. Like I'm totally biased.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, there's some really beautiful cities and great things that cities can offer, but New York can really offer you everything. Like there's just nothing like it. What's like it? Nothing.
Because it's, where do you live in the city? Like
I'm in Midtown on the east side. Yeah.
That's good. That's convenient.
Yeah, I lived in Williamsburg like years and years and years ago before it changed.
Before it got kind of bougie.
Yeah, I was there when those high rises were just like fields with fencing around them, and I lived right on the water in an old warehouse. It was like cheaper, like a big loft. And now, sorry, there's a plane flying ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, and now there's that building is like multi-million-dollar lofts, homes.
Like some of those, it's so expensive to live in Williamsburg now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd rather live in the city. It's way more convenient.
I like Midtown. It's like you can get to everything you need.
It's convenient. I've got all 3 trains right really close to me. And, you know, I used to live on St. Mark's for a while, and then I lived on Park and 28th for a while. And those are some cool areas too. I really miss the East Village, but it's for convenience, like where I'm at, having the access I do to my trains, I'm like, it's the best.
It's cool.
Because otherwise in the East Village, you're like, what do you have? You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It's great, but it's like far over.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Did you go to the Hamptons, like after you came into New York before having anything to do with Summer House? Were you like a Hamptons boy?
No, not at all.
That would have been my guess. I mean, I don't mean anything good or bad by that. You know, like I'm just looking at you outdoors, you have on your flannel.
Yeah, I'm cold. I got my jacket. I'm like I'm full of sawdust and everything because I was working in it because it was cold today.
It's actually cold in New York today too.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's cold here.
It makes quarantine not so bad on a cold day, huh?
I've been saying for like weeks now, like I'm thrilled that it's cold in May. Like let this continue.
Yeah.
I'm happy to like light a candle
Yeah.
and stay in.
Yeah, and order your pizza.
Seriously, I'm gonna roll out of my apartment at the end of this whole thing. God help me.
Yeah, same, brother. I'm gonna roll back to New York. That's funny. But no, I never. Sorry, I didn't move my phone here. But I've never been. I was in the Hamptons one time. I shot the cover of Italian Vogue with Stephen Klein, and he has a place in Bridgehampton. So we shot out there, and what a beautiful piece of property, and what a fun shoot that was. Great guy, great team. And just a beautiful landscape. But yeah, I never really spent time out there because in the summer I always came home. I'd rather be in the Northwoods here in Minnesota than sorry, I thought there was a rabbit over there and I didn't want my dog. There was a squirrel. He dropped a pine cone.
I was gonna say I hear like a coyote or a dog or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my neighbor's dog.
No.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm sure it's super annoying, and
it's really not bad. I'm just like, it just shows your outside surroundings.
Yeah. I don't even know why he's still barking. He's been going for like an hour. It's kind of annoying, but anyway, yeah. So I never really went out there, and I never wanted to be judgmental, but I never really thought it was my vibe. I didn't like, I like New York, but then all the like, a lot of like swanky New York rich people go to the Hamptons, and regardless of money, I've just always been like a very, like I don't need much type mentality, like, so I was like, I'd rather just spend my time in Minnesota. But then after being out there, what I realized is there's just so many local people, and they're so kind and so genuine and so amazing, and it makes it feel really small town in that sense, and it's almost it feels a lot like home. So I really enjoy my time out there, and the people that are out there have been very kind and very good to me and the rest of the cast.
That's true. There is that like small town, for the people that live there year round. Did you ever go to any of the other like Fire Island or like the Jersey Shore, like any of the alternatives?
No, I was on a plane to Minnesota mid-June, man.
And so the summer house, like the season you filmed last year, that was your first time in the Hamptons.
Yep.
That summer, other than the shoot.
Yeah.
So now we get into, how did you get involved with this show then? Did you know anyone before?
Yeah. So I just randomly met Kyle just being out in New York City in the nightlife. And we're just partying, and he's a funny, crazy guy, and we were just talking. He's like, why don't you come out to the Hamptons for the summer and have some fun? I'm like, okay, cool. I'm coming out of a 3-year relationship, and maybe I'll do something different from going home, And so I decided to take him up on the offer, and that's how it all started.
Did he like say, come on out? Like, did he turn you over to casting? Like,
yeah, he was just like, we just talked, and he was like, come on out. And I said that'd be a great idea. Of course, I'm sure he had to run things through casting, but Kyle and I became friends, and he was just like, I want to have you come and spend a summer like at a summer house in the Hamptons. And I was like, well, whatever that means, cool.
Right, you're like, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
So when did you meet? So he was the first person you met with Amanda, or she was probably second, I would assume.
Yeah.
Right after.
Yeah. Actually, no, I didn't know anybody other than Kyle, to be honest with you. So
wow.
I didn't meet I knew who Amanda was via Kyle, but I never went out with him and Amanda. It was always, I see Kyle on his own.
So when you met everyone else, you met them like on camera?
Yeah, it was in the moment, man.
Wow.
I walked up to the house and I was like, all right, Kyle, thanks for meeting me at the door and saying, hey, man.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So it really was what we saw. So then what were your first impressions, I guess, of like Carl?
I thought Carl was just super tall. I was like, this dude he's so tall, man.
And you're tall, so.
Yeah, I'm 6'2". So Carl makes me look really small. So that's crazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, I thought Carl was cool. I mean, he came at me a little hard, kind of, but I was like, whatever, he would. But I was just like, I never really like, you know, you can get a vibe from someone, but I never really paid too much attention to it because you never know. You know what I mean? It takes time to really get to understand someone.
And he had moments where he came at a lot of people kind of hard this summer or this
Yeah, he came
season,
at me
so to
pretty hard a
speak.
few times, but we're really cool. Carl and I are very good friends. You know, he'll even say the same thing that, you know, he just, you know, had things in his head that he you know, ideas of what he thought I was or what I was going to, you know, who I was or whatever. And he realized I'm not a bad person. And, you know, maybe he had some insecurities or things that he was dealing with that led for him to come at me the way he did. And, we talked it out and we're all good. Like, I love Carl dearly. He's a good friend, really good friend and a good guy.
That's good. And this summer, you know, there's a lot of like, I think a lot of people don't realize like you guys really pay for everything. Like when you see those packages on the front door, like all those deliveries, like you guys order the food during the week or whoever, and then it's just, that's what's waiting for you when you get there. There's all those packages.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I'm actually going to walk up with you. You're going to walk with me. Okay.
That's fine.
Come on, Trap. Cause,
feel free to,
I'm just getting cold. So we're going to talk inside.
I'm okay with that. You're like taking me. You're taking me on a tour.
We're leaving this view.
Oh my God.
Granted, it's a mess because I'm doing construction. I'm like, my whole place is a mess, dude. Like I like take pride in having a clean home. I hate having a construction zone going on right now. Come on, Chad.
When is your house going to be finished? Like this summer or?
Yeah, it'll be done probably within, come on, Trap, go in. Probably within, I'll turn my lights on for you. Probably within, watch out, Trap. Probably I'm trying to say 2 weeks. I want to be done. Oh, wow. I want to be done mid-May because, let me turn more light on. I want to be done mid-May because I want to enjoy myself a little bit. You know, all I've been doing is working. So I feel like I need some time to work. But so I'm putting, like, you can see that wall. There's going to be a fireplace over there that's going to be put in tomorrow, and then I'm going to start putting rock and all this stuff around it, and then my TV and yeah, I've got like some walls done there.
Wow.
Some of my ceilings done here. I mean, some lighting.
It's gonna be a working fireplace.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty cool when it's all done.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cozy in here. I got some cool lighting. I've got some old wood beams that were hanging from chain above like my dining table. We're putting LED lights mounted up in them, and then I have like an old rifle that's going to have lights hanging above my fireplace. And then it's just going to be really cool. Super like rustic and cozy that you don't want to leave it. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what I kind of get that cozy feeling from it.
Yeah. You'll see when it's done.
It looks nice.
Yeah. Thanks.
So what was I saying? No, it looks great. So you guys pay for everything, which I think a lot of people don't realize, like all the food and like I got sitting down with other people from Summer House, like all the parties you guys throw, that's all on you.
Yeah, we have to set that shit up, man. Like, it's a lot of work. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time building freaking things for parties. You know,
I'm sure you do. And we saw like not everyone helps. What were your thoughts on Jordan?
I didn't mind Jordan. I like, honestly, he did nothing wrong, and it's funny because people always ask me that.
Really?
And yeah, because you know they always want to know what you think, and you know, for me, I always say you got to give someone a fair shake. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know. And I had ideas or thoughts of what Jordan was going to be like based off of watching the show a little bit before I was on it, you know? And I was like, oh man, I'm not going to like this guy, so whatever. And then I met him and you know what? He's not a bad guy at all. He was actually really kind, really nice to me. He did nothing wrong to me. Other people, you know, clearly have issues with him, but I honestly am not going to say I have issues with him or he's a bad guy because like there's nothing. Like he's cool in my book. So
that's good. And so now, did you watch the show before you were like meeting Kyle and Cass, so to speak, or did you go back and like once you knew this was going to be your summer, you were like, let me go do some homework?
Yeah, I didn't. I don't watch a lot of reality TV. I don't watch a lot of TV in general because I'm too busy. Good. But I did watch it, and it was funny because I was watching it, and then as I was watching it, I couldn't stop watching it. I was like, fuck me.
Did you watch it since the first season, like the Work as Twins and all that, Steven?
I watched the third season because I wanted to know who was involved and what was going on. And then I watched the first and second season, and just because I wanted to see like how the show had progressed,
Yeah.
And I just thought that the third season compared to 1 and 2 was night and day. I feel like the third season really was just, you could tell everything was done different. Like it was done well, like a lot better.
The show has really come into its own. It really has. I think. Why does it, I guess, what do most people ask you about Jordan? They just think he's weird. People say like, is he really straight? Like that whole thing.
Yeah. I feel like people expect me to be like, yeah, I didn't like him. He's like whatever. I don't know. Cause I feel like most people based off the show have bad opinions or negative opinions towards him. And I just feel like they're expecting me to say something negative, but I have nothing bad to say about him.
He's a nice guy,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he was nice to me.
And that's really, what about Jules? Was she?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, she comes across to the viewer as just like not, and I'm not knocking her, just like not there. You're like, oh yeah, Jules is on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's Jules. I feel like with Jules, I don't wish anything bad upon her. I want to say that but I just feel like she didn't really. I don't know if she was there for the right reasons. You know what I mean? And I think it comes across that way. I feel like if you need, like, you're there living your life, having fun with your friends. You're not there making a TV show. Like, what the fuck, and I feel like she had a hard time connecting because I just don't think that that she was trying to connect or be friendly or enjoy her summer and just, you know what I mean? And that's okay. She's not wrong for that, but it's just not good. And then, so I think that just had an impact. I feel like a lot of people felt like the cast were bullies or acting a certain way, but that at the end of the day, like I've said it before, nobody in the house is really a bad person. We're going to bitch at each other because we're in the house and we're like anybody else. You get on each other's nerves and stuff, but nobody's a bad person or I really feel like wants to be mean to people. I just think that, maybe it came across that way with Jules, but nobody was mean to her. She just didn't really connect with anyone because she didn't really put forth the effort.
Right.
And there were some other things that had happened off camera, actually, in particular with me and Jules, and I'm not going to get into detail, but that led some people to not take too much of a liking to her, or it impacted that. And needless to say, I'm going to leave it at that, but I felt really bad. And the only reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people were very mean to Hannah and Carl about things that had happened. Carl saying get out of the house, and then people saying, Hannah, why don't you stick up for her? They were calling her a racist and all types of things, which is not true and horrible. And Hannah was actually really rattled by all that. And that's the only reason I'm telling you this, is because it's a bunch of bullshit that she rides her coattails on the, like, the feel bad for me train to everybody, like on her social media and shit like that. And that's just not fair because that's not the truth. And I feel really bad.
Jules is like that. Jules does the feel bad for me. Yeah,
she's riding her coattails, man. Like with that whole, like, it's a really tough group, or thank you everybody for sticking up for, like, give me a break. That's not the truth. But anyway, I wouldn't even say that, but the fact that she's riding that train and throwing Hannah and Carl and people like that under the bus and making them look bad, and they're taking all this, like slack, like people are verbally abusing them with calling them racist and stuff. I just, that's where, like, I just have to step in and be like, hey man, I care about my friends and I love them. Truth's the truth. Like, be real, man. Don't be fake. Like, don't I don't know. It is what it is, but I'm only saying this because Hannah and Carl and, certain people that, get a bad rap for things that they didn't do and they don't deserve. So.
Right. And you don't want to tell us what happened off camera?
No, I'm not gonna. It's not. It's not my place. I mean, it is my place, but I'm not gonna go there. But I'm just trying. And the only reason I said what I said is because I just didn't. I don't think it's fair that people are suffering. Well, she's actually the one that was kind of a shady person to people, and when really good people are being thrown under the bus for things that people don't understand. It is what it is. It's it's expected, but be a real person and don't ride your coattails and think that, oh, feel bad for me, blah blah blah, when you're actually really kind of a shitty person and
right.
You're actually not doing very nice things, and there's a reason why things are the way they are. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. And what do you think? Because you said you didn't think she was there for the right reasons. What are the reasons she was there? I mean, I think I know what you're implying, but I just want to make sure.
I don't know. Why don't you ask her if she's ever tried to be on any other reality TV shows before? Bet she has.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what I thought you were saying. Basically, she was there to be on TV, not to get to know anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not the right attitude to have. You got to have fun and enjoy yourself. I knew for me going into it, I was just like, shit, I can't wait to create memories and friendships and enjoy my summer. I don't give a shit about what I'm filming. That's not the camera doesn't lie. If you're there for the wrong reasons, people are going to know that.
Totally. And as viewers, that's what turns viewers off. Viewers are too smart today. They like people like you that have never watched reality TV or didn't even know what the damn show was, because you're really there not for the cameras. You're there to actually be yourself. That's what people like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about it. I just I said, for me, I was looking forward to just having a fun summer with everybody and creating friendships. And I feel like I did that. I walked away with a great group of friends. I love everybody dearly, despite, the things that had happened with getting my ass kicked verbally by Amanda and Paige, and not, it is what it is, but you take a beating, you lick your wounds and get on with it.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, that's what I was going to ask you too. What do you think it was about Amanda and Paige that kind of, they had this whole you're not a good guy and, you're just after women. And I mean, I'm not saying that I got that opinion, but where did that come from?
I have no idea. I don't know. I know that for me, me and Hannah hang out all week, or would hang out all week. And I told her my truth so many times over again, and she said she was on the same page with me. And then, whatever they talk about and whatever opinions they want to form off of the discussions they have, is that I can't control it. I didn't think it was fair that I got my ass kicked by them the way that they treated me. But you know what? That was their choice. I can't control that. I can only control myself, so I would just bite my tongue, take a beating, lick my wounds, and try and move on, and then I watching it back, it's kind of a trip. You're like, wow, I can't believe I held my cool. But I did, and I'm glad I did. People have said some very nice things to me on social media. Just, hey man, I can't believe you held your cool. Well done. And just things that I'm like, wow, that's really nice. I'm glad other people see it the way I did.
Yeah. Cause they really came after you. In the sense.
You think that they would be like, well, we're glad that you're not just trying to hook up with Hannah and everything. The reality was that, at that point, I was getting to know Hannah, and I knew that there's a strong connection. I really cared about her. And I didn't want to just hook up with her and have the emotions and things get stronger. Of course, I'm single in New York City. I'm living my life. I'm going to go get laid. I have fun. What the fuck? I'm not trying to be a player or this and that. Some people in your life are cool with hooking up. There's no emotion. There's no nothing. And it's girls that are just as guys, they all do it.
Yeah, of course.
And when there is a connection, you have feelings. So, you have to be careful, because I wasn't in a situation where I was ready to date anyone or be with anyone. So I was just trying to figure it out, and there's no recipe for it. It was messy,
Well, that's what I didn't understand. I'm you kind of did the right thing. You weren't having sex with her, so I didn't understand why they were coming after you so hard. It made no sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't either. I got I think, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think maybe Paige was a little pissed because Hannah spent a lot of time with me. Amanda, I have no clue. I have no idea. Paige apologized to me. She said she was sorry. I love Paige. Amanda apologized to me too. But I don't know if she really meant it.
Did like Kyle ever get caught in the middle, like because of Amanda, and then like you and Kyle were buddies?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Kyle's probably always going to have the back of his fiance because that's in his best interest. I mean, he lives with her. He's going to have to deal with it.
True.
But I feel like, I don't know. Kyle also gives honest advice. And like when we were at the vineyard, I remember Kyle was like, he's not doing anything different than what she was doing before or whatever. And he put in his 2 cents, and he was right about what he said. And, that was that. And the girls didn't like it, but he was honest. So I think he states his opinion as he wants to, as he should.
And Lindsay just kind of seemed to go along with the flow. Like she never really seemed to have any issues with you.
Yeah. And you know why that is?
Why?
Because I hung out with Lindsay. Me and Lindsay actually hang out. We're friends. Sorry, I'm freezing again, but it reeks
That's
like,
okay.
Smells like, it smells so bad in here. Like, my stain I put on the ceiling that I had to get out. But no, so me and Lindsay hung out. Like we hang out, we're friends. She knew the whole situation. She knew everything because we would talk. Like she knew what was going on. So of course her opinion was like, shit, it's cool. Cause she knew it was cool. But
Right.
man, they didn't Lindsay would talk to me and Hannah and hang out with us. So she understood it.
Now, when you watched the show in season 3, which you said was better than seasons 1 and 2, did you feel anything towards Hannah as a viewer before you met her? Were you like, this girl?
Funny. Yeah, no, it's funny because I actually, I did think, I was like, I thought that if I was going to connect with someone on any level of friendship or more, that I would connect with Hannah. I just did. I don't know why. I even told that to my sister. I'm like, I think I can just get on with this girl. Like, I think I'm going to set this here. I was like, I think we would just be like, we'd be cool for like good friends and be cool. And sure shit, that's how it was. So, which is crazy.
And then like, right when you met her, you're like, there was something there.
Yeah. Right when I met her, she started busting my balls about being a hockey player. Because of that, I feel like, yeah, it was just, there was, I don't know. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to grab a stool so I can talk to you here. Hold on. I'm probably the worst.
I was going to say.
To ever do a podcast.
No, you're not. You know what? You have good sound. So, I'm getting a home tour. So like, I really can't argue.
There, that's better. Now I'm sitting. I can actually focus.
That's like, so you guys just kind of hit it off right away.
Yeah, we hit it off right away. There was just, I like to have fun. I like people in my life that are fun and like to joke around and Hannah just, when she was throwing, some stuff at me, giving me a hard time, I like that. She busted my chops and I like that. I like feistiness. I like fun and, someone that's going to give me some shit. So.
That makes sense. And then you guys, like, you hooked up, but you never slept together over the summer, which we saw.
Yeah, you can see that in the episode.
And now, what has happened since then? I mean, you guys are on each other's social medias.
Yeah, I can't get into detail on that stuff, but sorry. You're gonna have to watch to find out all that other stuff.
So we have one more episode.
Well, and then there's a reunion and maybe some other things.
Ooh, some other things. I like it. Yes, there is a reunion. So there's one more episode. There's a reunion. Maybe there's some other things. I like that. Yeah. I am a huge Hannah lover, so I support it all.
Hannah's the best. She's great.
I kind of think so myself. So
yeah. She's great.
I would agree with that. Who do you like? Do you talk to like any of that? Like, do you guys all hang out in New York? I mean, like before all this.
Yeah, I hang out. I mean, honestly, I hang out with Carl. Like, I was hanging out with Carl like the weekend before I left. I hang out with Carl and Lindsay and Danielle and Hannah, like a lot. We hang out all the time, literally. They're really good friends of mine, so we're always hanging out.
That's why I think the show works too. Is like you guys. I mean, really all hang out. Like a lot of
Yeah.
the cast hangs out.
Yeah, no, we're like real friends, and the show is very real. Like there's no, it's not like a scripted show. It's just us in our element being ourselves, you know?
What about, so now we have a couple of things about like next season, like, well, I mean, how is it even going to be possible? You know what I mean? Like now that we're with Corona, I mean, I know there's all this talk, like there's a lot of different talk, which I don't think would work about like quarantining everyone. Like, have you heard any of these theories?
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that, you know, I feel like the network would like to do the show. I don't know if we will or if we can. I mean, we haven't been greenlit. Nobody's said go ahead, but I know, I'm sure they'd like to. You know, I think all of us are, you know, on the same page that of course we would love to do it. I mean, that's what summer's all about, and having fun with your friends. So we would love to do it, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, safety and health is number one right now. And we just have to wait and see what'll happen.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what the hell do I know? Because I don't work for Bravo. But I think if there can't be a summer house, I think that they will take the same cast and do a winter house. That's what I think.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would like a winter house. That'd be badass. Actually.
You would be good at it. You know what I mean? Like, and not in the Hamptons, somewhere, I don't know, in Aspen or just somewhere.
Yeah, that would be so fun. That would be so fun. Yeah,
because I mean, it's the same concept. I mean, you're still going away. We may not go away every weekend if it's not in New York, but like just kind of in a house, right?
Yeah, it would be badass. Snowmobiles and skiing and snowboarding and hot tubs and a lot of fun. That would be fun. I could coach hockey. It'd be great.
Right? Because the whole quarantine thing, like I get it if you're all in a house, but there's a lot of what's the word? You know, there's just a lot of society saying like, aren't we supposed to be social distancing and all this? But
yeah, which I think is, I think it would be fine and it would work if you were all healthy and you knew it.
Right.
You know? But you would have to know you're healthy.
Right.
You know, like someone like me, I may have had the virus. I was sick for a couple of weeks. I wasn't able to get a test. I had some of the symptoms after the fact. They're like, oh yeah, that's a symptom. Oh yeah, that's a symptom. I'm like, well, shit, I lost my taste and smell for 6 days, or I had this and whatever. So the chance, and I was around people that clearly were confirmed to have it. You know, Annie Cohen had it. Another friend of mine that I was with the weekend, or a couple days before I came home, had it. And I did have some of the symptoms, but I didn't know it till after. You know, because they were like sore throat, cough, fever. I didn't have any of those.
Really.
Yeah, but I did have some of the others. Like I lost my sense of taste and smell, and I had really bad body aches, and I had trouble breathing a little bit, but nothing major. And then I did have some really bad headaches towards the end of it. And then, but they're saying like losing your taste and smell is kind of like a dead giveaway.
That's what everyone says, which is why I can still taste and smell. So I'm like, I thought I had it for a minute too, because I'm like, my throat started to hurt.
Oh shit, man. That could be allergies too.
That's what everyone keeps saying. Cause I mean, I feel great other than that. And I can smell and taste and now I feel fine again. So not giving your allergies are acting up, right?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
So not giving anything away because it's still 2 nights away, but how was the reunion filming it? Like you've never done a reunion for a reality show before. So were you just like, holy shit, these people are coming in blazing, or?
No, I mean, it was fine. I mean, listen, like I said, we're all friends. So I feel like it was good. I'll tell you right now, I was freezing my ass off. I was I was in my parents' basement and it was like 30 fucking degrees. I was so cold. I was literally shaking the whole time. I couldn't even focus on what people were saying. So if you watch it and I'm shaking, it's because I'm actually shaking.
That's so funny. And you guys are all friends, but not with Jules.
That's not true. So, I mean, you'll see. All I can say is wait and see. You know, there are some people that are okay with Jules, but there's, you know, some people that aren't. So, and that's okay. You know,
I can't wait to see. I mean, hopefully there'll be, you know, we'll see what happens this summer, but you would definitely do the show again if you were asked.
Yeah. If they want me to do it, I'll definitely do it again. I mean, those are my friends. Like having fun with your friends is that's kind of what summer's all about. You know, I did enjoy myself. You know, I didn't enjoy getting my ass, like I said, my ass verbally kicked by the girls and all the other bullshit along with that. But other than that, I had a really great summer. I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad I did it. I walked away, like I said, with a great group of friends, and I'm very thankful for it.
And you said a lot of people on social media who reached out to you said, "Oh, you were too nice. You were too nice."
Yeah. Well, not saying I was too nice. They were happy. They were happy to see that I reacted the way I did, because they said they would have reacted a lot differently.
I could see that. And I saw this because I'm very good friends with Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Did you see this?
Oh, really?
Did you see that? I mean, I wasn't that funny. I literally just saw this the other day when you said you were thinking of a road trip, and Dolores said, you said you were thinking of going to your lake house, and Dolores said, "I love lake houses." Yeah. And then Hannah said, "Watch out, Dolores." Yeah. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Dolores?
So funny. It's so funny. Yes, of course. That's why she can talk. That's what we talk. Like, that's why she can say that shit to me, because she knows me. Yeah, I've met her. Yeah.
Dolores is the best. The best. Yeah. One of the nicest people ever.
Yeah, she's super sweet. We met through some Bravo things, and she's just really sweet, very great woman, and she's been very kind to me, which is nice. It's nice to have someone like her reach out, and you know, she's been very great. She's awesome. And then yeah, she's really good. Like when I was coming home, she was like, "Are you good? Like, you're cool? Like, you're healthy?" And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm getting there. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, we touch base. She's a friend. She's really great.
Have you met a lot of people on Bravo, through the Bravo world?
Not so much. I talked with sorry, I just want to make sure my dog's
That's okay.
Here. Okay, you're good. I have coyotes out here, and I just don't want them to get snapped. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we had some of the Southern Charm people at our house for a party, and they were all pretty cool. They were all pretty nice. I mean, the other cast knows them better than me. And then let's see. Oh, Kristen from Vanderpump. I've never met her, but she messaged me on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, some of the Below Deck cast has messaged me on Instagram too, but I've never met them. Look forward to meeting.
What did Kristen say? I love Kristen. Did she say?
It's just small talk.
I like it. Kristen sliding into your DMs.
Just small talk. Yeah, it's just small talk. It's fine.
What else did I want to ask you? I'm not asking about Hannah, but what is your current relationship status now? Single, complicated?
Can't tell you that.
Listen, you can't knock me for trying, right? I didn't think you were going to tell me. Listen,
no, I mean, there's things I've told you a lot already, actually, but I haven't said anything I shouldn't. So, but no, you know, you just have to watch and find out about me and Hannah and my relationship status.
I can't wait. I mean, I'm at the reunion. Hopefully we'll find out. What is do you think you were do you like how you were portrayed on the show? Are you happy with the experience overall? Do you think there's something we didn't get to know about you, other than this acting? Because I never knew that you had all this acting going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that I don't know. I feel like you sign up for what you sign up for, and you do your thing. And however you're portrayed, or people want to portray you, or people want to think you, it's whatever it is, what it is. Because at the end of the day, you know who you are, and your family and your friends and the people that know you is whatever. And I feel like if you're a decent human being and a good person, you can't really look bad anyway. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel.
You just have to be yourself, and as long as you're yourself and you're not a bad person, then what do you have to worry about?
I think so. Well, I think you did a great job. Is there anything else you want to leave us with that you feel like we haven't covered, that you would like to say to everybody?
Yeah, a couple things. Well, one is, check out my I got to plug my brand. Check it out, Arco Shop.
Say it again. You like froze.
He's frozen on my end too.
I think you're back.
I have no idea what happened. Are you guys there?
Yeah, you can plug anything you want.
Okay. So
Awesome.
I was just gonna, just say, check out my website, arcoshop.com, rcoshop.com, if you want jewelry or apparel, or if you like jewelry or apparel. My Instagram handle is just at Luke Gulbranson. My company Instagram is Ranger3_Co. Twitter is Gulbranson_Luke. I suck at Twitter though. I'm not on it very often. I actually am really bad at social media. I just started to get better at it because I have to. And Hannah is like, you need to get better at this. I'm like, okay, help me. So she helps me. And then, lastly, something that I think is just important is just, give a big shout out and thank you to all the essential workers and medical professionals and people they're still working and grinding and taking care of all of us during this crazy time. And just want you to know that I have a lot of respect, appreciation, and love for all of you and everything that you're doing. And I'm sure that there's times when you're just like shit when you're at work and you want to give up, and just know that there's people like me and the majority of people in this world probably that are super grateful. And hopefully that'll give you a little boost of energy when you're down or, feeling like maybe at your wit's end. I'm extremely thankful, and I just want them to know that, and I support them all. And I just think it's important that they get acknowledged. So
That's
everybody.
So true.
Yeah.
You're so nice. Do people tell you you're nice all the time? I think you're very nice.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I used to get in trouble. I'll tell you, it was something funny. My ex-girlfriend used to get mad at me at times because we'd be at a bar and there'd be a female bartender, and she would think I was flirting with her, and I wasn't. I was just honestly just being a nice guy. And it was sometimes you just get in trouble for being nice.
Seriously, well,
yeah, I was just piggyback off that, but no, I just think that they deserve that, and that's not to go without saying that, all the military people, people that are, putting their lives on the line to keep us safe. Thank them. I mean, they're the heroes, them and everybody that's working right now. They are heroes. So in my book, at least. So.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that are nurses, and like, I talk to them in the morning, and then I sit here and do this podcast all day in my home, and they go, and I'm like, I don't know how they're doing it. Honestly, I'm just like, I don't. And they're doing it, and they're not complaining, and I'm just like, I can't imagine.
I know, they're amazing.
Honestly.
They're amazing. They're angels, man. That's what I say. They're taking care of us. So, and I have a lot of friends that are doctors, and I hear some stories, and I always check on them just to make sure that I'll touch base and say, hey, how are you? Because mentally, I know it's taking a toll on them. So,
it's hard.
A lot. So, and you want everybody to be okay. I want life to get back to normal, and who knows when that'll happen. But like I said, in the meantime, hopefully this is put a big awareness on how appreciative we should be of people that do certain things to make this world go around, to keep us safe.
And how, we really don't have many problems. Like, if you have your health before this, we had no problems. We were going out, we were living our lives. Hopefully after this, everyone's just gonna keep it a little more simple and realize we're lucky to have these simple things. That's kind of what I'm hoping. So
yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Just having your health is important, brother. 100%, man. It puts things in perspective. It really does. It really, really does. Yeah.
And maybe we'll all be happy to be with each other. I'm very into social media. I'm more like Hannah. I know how to do social, but when you're out at night, hopefully you're going to relate to the person you're with and not be buried in your phone. You'll be in the moment.
Yeah, no, for sure. Right? Exactly. Cause you'll be like, I miss people.
Seriously.
I miss society.
I am ready. I'd be happy to go out without my phone for the first month. Yeah. I'm just I've been buried in my phone for the past 3 months.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. I've when I'm here working at the lake, I pop on Instagram here and there a bit to share with what I'm doing. But other than that, I don't go on it, and then I'll get home at night and open up my social media, and I'm like, holy shit, trying to go through everything. But because I try and respond to everybody, and it's really a lot of work. So I hey, Trap, hold on.
It's okay.
Trapper, get over here. Hey.
Is she gonna run outside? Luke went to get his dog, everybody. At least I assume it's a dog.
Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get in the house. Get in the house. Come here. Get in the house. Get in here. Get in here. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Was he like running away?
Yeah, no, he's chasing rabbits in my yard.
Oh my God.
And I don't want him doing that, so he's not gonna be out here for a while. He's pissing me off.
You're like punishment.
Yeah, he's actually been a little shit lately. He's pissing me off.
Really?
Anyway, you're gonna have to edit that, but
that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll like edit.
But anyway,
out.
yeah, man. So I just wanted to add that to about the medical and the essential workers and stuff. So
awesome.
But yeah.
That's amazing. everyone needs to follow you, follow your, I'm not good at Twitter either. I don't blame you. It's very complicated. I don't get it. But Instagram and your website, just say your website for your jewelry one more time.
Yeah, it's arcoshop.com, just rcoshop.com.
So everyone needs to follow that as well. And before we go, if you could just look at your camera so my engineers can take screenshots of us.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah,
you're
man.
amazing. You're very nice. Of course,
brother. Yeah, anytime, man. Anytime. Just reach out.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah. All good. Stay safe and stay healthy. And your who's on the other end? What's her name again?
Megan.
Megan, yeah. Stay safe and stay healthy, Megan.
You too. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course, man. Take care. All the
best.
best.
See you later.
Right?
You too.
Cheers.
Bye.